Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today we're going to review a Discounty. Let's start with the game summary. So this was developed and published by both Crinkle Cut Games and PQ. As far as I know, this is Crinkle's first game on Steam, and it looks like be a strong start, while PQ, I have covered a lot of their quality releases, so nice. The platform that I played on is on Steam. I played on mouse and keyboard plus gamepad, both works pretty well. This game is also available on Switch, the PlayStation, and Xbox. The original release date was August 21st, 2025. This is a full game, not early access. The genre and inspiration, think life simulator, shopkeeper, very wholesome, with some time management and a rich story backing the whole thing. My initial expectations going in, it looked kind of like Stardew, except, you're in a town instead of managing a farm, you're managing a shop, so I had high expectations. Let's move on to the story and narrative. So the premise and setting here, basically you are a character that you can customize, that you can name, and you move to a very, very small town to help your aunt. She wants to make you run a store called Discounty, which is the name of the game. This is a very small town. I mean, there's like a dozen or so different people living here, but as you play, you get to learn their stories, you get to grow the store, and then you can see lots of different problems ensue. Is there too much capitalism going on? What is all these rundown buildings, and how do all of these characters interact with you, and what's their history here? The themes you can expect are very quaint: sapphire, conspiracies, capitalism, and of course different morals. Let's move on to the gameplay and core mechanics. So first of all, this is a top-down walking and pretty much interacting sort of game. I believe 50% of the game, you're just going to be running your store. You're going to be restocking items, purchasing things to place on different shelves. You're going to be selling those items, scanning them. As soon as you open up the store, people are going to be coming in, and you get to watch them walk around. You can see their laundry list of items. Hopefully you have everything in store, and then they grab stuff, and then they head on over to the checkout where you solely are able to check out their stuff. And then you have to do a little mini game where, like, okay, toilet paper is 20 bucks, lettuce is 11, but they bought 3, so that means 33 bucks. And then you have to do that sort of mini game, but it's very satisfactory. You have to do it very quick. You have to make sure that the store is clean and always stocked. You have like pretty much 2 sections here. You have your top area, which is where you do all of your back-end business, where you order your items, where you have your you have all of your extra resources. Then at the end of the day, or in the middle, if you're running low, you have to go grab stuff and shelve them, and then you have to make it so it's in a way where they could reach everything, but you also get different sorts of boost, like, oh, this is a display specifically for drinks, so you put drinks there, and then they are more likely to be sold, etc. And the more you play, the more different sorts of items you get. The more items you get, the bigger laundry list of items, and then more and more work shows up, more people shows up, but it's all about automating some things and really, really trying to make as much money as you can. Tons of upgrading, lots of running around, lots of just making sure these customers are happy. The other 50% of the game, it's going to be running around town and dealing with their issues. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of townsfolk. You have their stories, and then you have their specific quests that are going to be popping up throughout the whole game. Lots of little quaint things like, oh, why is there lots of rats around the town? Oh, one of the stairs railing broke. I have to go talk to this person to deal with it. Or who are all these people living on the outskirts of town? That sort of thing. This is all pretty much chapter progression. It's very, very easy to see, like, okay, I'm in chapter 1, I'm in chapter 2, this is pretty much the arc that it's going through, etc. So 50% store, 50% town issues. You're going to be having a daily schedule, with which after the tutorial, you're gonna have a running timer. Think of it like Stardew Valley, where you get to see exactly, like, okay, I start the day every day at 6 a.m. I can visit the people who can sell me items at bulk at 7 a.m. The store opens at 9 a.m. We close at 1700. I have time to run around after the store, etc. So that sort of thing. You progress the whole game via quest, and you pretty much wait till the different days are going through because more stuff happened, and then you upgrade the store. Okay, let's move over to visuals and art style. So this is pixel graphics, and I think as long as you do pixel graphics really good, it looks great. I really am. I don't want to say I'm tired of seeing it, but it just does. It's not that appealing when you get like really small sprites and a hard to see thing, but they're blown up here. Lots of them highly detailed, large models, animated. Well, this game has a lot of charm to its graphics. The audio, it gives that small town feel. It's pretty quaint, but there are certain sections where it does and will get intense when it needs to. Okay, let's move on to the pros and cons, the strengths and weaknesses. I'll start with the pros first, okay? So this is a well done small indie life sim, and these kind of games are hard to come by. I've played a lot where it feels very shallow. Now, if you compare everything to Stardew Valley, in terms of just the difference, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be about farming or anything, but like I meant like the scope of the game, the different sorts of things you can do, the whole game loop. This one comes together pretty well. Everything flows great. It always feels like you're upgrading and unlocking things constantly. It's casual, but if you really want to, you can min-max how much store profits you get and how much questing you do to speed up the story progress. This doesn't really have a fail, like there's no fail states here. It's just, you know, how fast can you get through these quests, you know, speed things up. The overarching story of you helping your aunt, it really ends up being more and more, I guess, shady as the game goes on. Without spoilers though, how far are you willing to go? And are you the one being corrupted and corrupting this town? I think the strongest part of this game, specifically for me, is the market sim. It's all wrapped around the story, but it's extremely satisfying customizing your furniture. I love seeing the small upgrades and definitely making that money. Here are the cons and weaknesses though. I think it will suffer a little bit from the NPC relationships. If you go in unfairly thinking it is like, you know, like Stardew Valley, you know, where you have to talk to them daily, you have to give people gifts, you can see their heart meter or whatever go up every single day, then you'll be kind of disappointed. I feel like throughout the whole game, they're gonna, no matter what, if I play or you play, they're gonna feel the same way about your main character no matter what. It really just depends on the chapter you're in. It's just forced conversations and stuff, so, you know, nothing there. The only thing you have are these little fun little tiny events that you can learn about each individual character with escalating storylines via interacting with different world objects. So if you go to the bar and there's like a sort of picture, like a picture there, you can click on it and then you learn more about the barkeep. Like, oh, the barkeep is husband, you know, ex-husband to this character, and now they're trying to work things out. And then throughout the whole game, you can get another secondary event with that same character, and you can see how it, you know, the next step up in the relationship, like what's going to happen with these two. And that's pretty much for every single NPC in the game. I feel like every single story is pretty fine. You know, this is not a crazy fantasy game. It's really down to earth sort of problems, like, oh, my son's hanging in with the wrong crowd, or, you know, oh, I'm going to be disappointing my dad, you know, that sort of thing. Some quest lines in the game, because, you know, you can absolutely have a quest log, you can track things, they're a little bit vague. So basically, some say this one can't be completed for a while. It doesn't say when, and I feel I was trying to complete some stuff, and I thought I got to the point where I could complete things. I had to actually look up online and be like, okay, this one, you know, even though you talk to some NPCs and the dialogue that says, you know, the dialogue specifically says you should talk to somebody who works here so you can figure out what to do here. I did that. It didn't make sense that why it wasn't procking, but I went online and said, oh, it doesn't happen until this next chapter. It's just a little iffy here if you're trying to really complete everything. But yeah, I feel like those quests should just not be active until you can actually do them. So, you know, it's not that big an issue, but it really did slow things down for a little bit. Also, I think for this particular game, I can see people not liking the game loop. It's basically like, if you like it's cool, right? It's fun, but it's basically you wake up, do chores, supermarket work, do chores, go to sleep, wake up, and do everything again. And that is the whole game. And the only thing that changes it up is the whole story around it. You know, you just learning a little bit more about everything and seeing where it goes. And that's the overall sort of driving factor that will have you as the player interested. How far will the discounty store grow? How far will my character be willing to take? And that's it, because you're just doing the same thing over and over. All right, let's move on to the noteworthy section here. So let's talk about the side content in this game. I think it's pretty straightforward quest progression. The only good sort of things you can do that's customizable are your market furniture and item placement, which is satisfying enough. So genre benchmarks, I think I said this before, it's going to be unfairly compared to Stardew, but that's because this game does have a timer. It has NPC relationships, though really basic NPC relationships. But yeah, the daily timer you need to schedule your days with. And for the online community, this is purely a single player game, no multiplayer here. I don't think this game needs any modding, if anything, around that. And the price versus content here, this game is selling for around $20 on Steam as I'm recording it. There's like a small sale, a couple bucks off. But if you like what you see, and you can already see the Steam views, I haven't looked at myself because I'm obviously reviewing it, so I don't want to be influenced by them. Yeah, I think it's definitely well worth the money if you already like what you see here. It just has that addictiveness to it. The one more day, that sort of feeling, because every new day you get new wares, more chances to make money, and then you can actually run around town and see what actually changed. So the replay value, there is pretty much none here. It's very heavily story based. I would not replay the game just to run the store differently. You are doing that so much throughout the whole game anyway that you can pretty much experiment and make the store the way that you would want to during your first run. All right, time for my final thoughts and verdict. Who is this game for? This game is for those who are looking for a very quality, chill life simulator game. My overall takeaway is expect the game loop of work, story, and it's a very slow burn with unraveling the towns and NPC secrets. But overall, I do recommend it. Just don't go in expecting to be on the same masterpiece and level as Stardew Valley. Just, it's its own little thing with a couple of mechanics that it does share there, but it's a pretty different game, and it's all about learning the town's fates and how you play a role in it. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys are interested, I'm uploading my gameplay on my Let's Play channel, Mobby vs. Games 2. That's also where I stream all the games and have my game highlights as well. So let me know what you guys think about this game down below. Are you going to be picking it up? Is it not for you? That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.